here with my 2019 Alfa Romeo Giulia Q4 sedan, and today I just want to go over an issue that I had with the car. The car kind of left me stranded after a long trip. Got back from Traverse City, Michigan at around 11 p.m. and then went to get in the car, tried opening the trunk with the key fob and the button on the trunk. No life from the car. Went over to the door handle. Nothing happened with the door handle when I put my hand in there. Tried unlocking it with the key fob, nothing happened. So I had to get the key out of the key fob, put it in the door handle, into the manual lock mechanism, opened the door, got inside the car, no lights came on. It was basically dead as a doornail. Had to jump the car, and luckily there's some underhood posts actually that are able to jump the car. There's actually a positive and a negative connection under the hood because the battery is actually in the trunk, like over here, but you can't get access to the battery when the battery is dead because the trunk is locked, because it's an electronic mechanism that opens the trunk, and the seats fold flat using mechanisms that are mounted back here behind the parcel shelf, so you can't unfold the seats from inside the car. So basically you're kind of screwed. So you basically have to go underneath the hood, your hookups for your battery, so your battery's mounted in the trunk. If you want to jump start it using the hookups and connections under the hood, this is the ground right here. To hook up your negative cable to here, and your positive cable is actually underneath this little flap right here, and there's a little cover you flip up, and that's where the positive connection is for jump starting the car. So yeah, so that's basically where it is, and that's what I used to jump start the car, or attempt to jump start the car when the battery died on this thing. The car almost started, like you could hear it crank once and then it wouldn't go. I waited like half an hour for the battery to charge up a little bit. It would still only crank over once, and then the bunch of warning lights would start flickering and it just wouldn't start. Luckily roadside assistance came about 4 hours later. I got an Uber home and roadside came over about 4 hours later, and they hooked up an external power supply and they jump started it right away. But it was a very odd experience, that's for sure. I can show you a little bit more about what it felt like and what happened. The battery is totally fine after that whole incident. What's weird is when I got inside the car and tried jump starting it myself, I would, all the lights came on inside the cabin, so obviously there was power getting to the battery in the Giulia. But when I would put my foot on the brake and start the engine, the pedal would just kick back at me and a bunch of warning lights would start flickering on the dashboard. So basically it just didn't have enough juice to get started. Ever since that incident happened, the auto start stop for the engine at stoplights and stop signs just wouldn't turn off the engine for like 3 days. And then all of a sudden on my way home one day, the start stop system would start working again, and it's like the start stop was disabled for a while until like the car felt confident it had enough battery power or something, and then all of a sudden it started working like normal again. So now there's like no issue with the car anymore, which is really odd. I haven't left the car without starting it for more than 24 hours since then, which I normally start up the car for work every day, so I don't have to worry about that. But this was like 48 hours when the battery died before, so it was like the difference between 24 and 48 hours made all the difference for this dead battery. The roadside assistance guy measured the voltage across the battery, and it was like only 3.7 volts after I charged some of the battery using the donor car. So this car was probably below 2 volts. So it was pretty much completely dead for the battery. So something must have not turned off in the car. I'm not really sure. I had no lights on inside the car. Everything was like usual. It just, for some reason, died that one time, and then ever since then, the car starts up just fine. So I know sometimes this car doesn't sound too confident when it starts up, like the starter on a cold start in the morning just kind of sputters to life. So like, let's start it up now and you can kind of see what I'm saying. Okay, that was weird. Let's try this again. Like it doesn't sound like super, you know, robust when it starts up. So I've noticed that with this car a little bit. It's not super robust. Other than that, I mean, that's the first major issue I've had with this car, which is really weird. Just the battery died that one time, and the roadside assistance guy said that all the Alfa Romeos that he's had to tow or jumpstart have been because of a dead battery. So I don't know if this must be a really common issue. So you know, anybody who has an Alfa Romeo, and you know, just let me know in the comment section if this has happened to you, if you've had a dead battery, what the fix was, if there was like, you know, something that didn't turn off, like maybe the intelligent battery sensor didn't, it malfunctioned and the battery kept draining, or the battery itself has a bad cell. Just let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, I mean, this car has been very reliable so far, so I haven't hit any other major issues, but just an odd thing that happened. But you know, just let me know in the comment section if you had an issue like this on your Alfa Romeo or Fiat product, and let me know what the fix was. And hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. I'll talk to you later.